This is perfecting the 1,000-yard stare. Your eyes begin to glaze over and your bottom jaw goes slack, and the warm air lays its sweaty hand against your tongue. You begin to distinguish only motion as you breathe in and out and in and out, and all of a sudden your tongue is hitting the top of your mouth and you're saying things like, "Whoa there, whoa," to another sweating thing with the same stare. You're trying to distinguish his pattern, a half turn with every full step, and you establish your own pattern as you tap your right foot against the mat. You reach out and push his forehead with your 3 fingers, and he half closes his eyes, so you push his head down and put your shoulder against his shoulder and your chin on his back, and you grab his right triceps with your right arm and crank down on his neck until you begin to feel his breathing rumble in and out. Then you push him with your shoulder and hook his left leg with your right ankle, and he's on the mat, and you crank on his neck until he realizes that all he needs to do is put his left arm through the gap you've created between your left elbow and his right shoulder, and he does, and he's on his belly, and you let him up. He stumbles, and before he can catch his breath, you hook his left leg with your right arm, and he's on the mat again, and you're up 7-0, and you think you have it. But he beats you that day, because you get stupid and tired in the 5th minute and cross your legs, and he takes the opportunity and wipes the floor with your back. He gets up smiling because he's won, because he thinks he's snatched victory from surest defeat, which he has. And you get up smiling because it doesn't really matter, you know? Because you're better than he is and you're closer to the win. But that doesn't really matter either, you know? And you think to yourself you're probably smarter than he is, which you might be, but that doesn't really matter in this moment either, you know, because this is what the 1,000-yard stare is for. So you can use it when your girlfriend calls you an asshole and takes the dog you paid for and loved as a pup and says, "I was the one who took care of it when your daughter dropped and it sprained its leg, and all you said was let her walk it off, you asshole." And you say, "Yeah, I said let the dog walk it off because that's what dogs fucking do." But she leaves you because she never really wanted a dog. She wanted children, and you were too old and respectable for that shit. You already had kids who you loved more and more as they got older. But she really leaves you because you got sick of her. All you wanted as your beard and hair got gray was to be respected and left alone, and she couldn't do that because she thought what was yours was hers, and etc., and that simply wasn't the case. So you stare at her, wide-eyed and slack-jawed as she takes the dog, as trite and cliche and rote as that is.